intercontinental peace has been shattered by the heartbreaking events that befell the Gryphon states. Once home of the influential and powerful Pt.1 alliance, the Gryphon states were shrouded in ash and fire with the eruption of Mount Ibarak in the Sea of Sorrows. Some claim that the phenomenon was natural, others that something more sinister is afoot. Was it just an eruption? Was it the divine judgment of the Ageless One? Or was it some other force? The Lyceum blames nature, the Church, followers of the Way, and there are even some disturbing theories. Some more disturbing theories. Regardless, not too long after the eruption, the Omnipotent and the Circle of Arcane Dominance made the decision to seal the Gryphon state inside of a magical bubble. How they did this is not known, and the action that they took nearly caused another intercontinental war. And let it be known that the way that these refugees fleeing for their lives were treated is deplorable. Kidnapped, enslaved, experimented upon. It would have been better had they died. Mortals also reached out to the heavens, not with a hand, but with a sword. The incorrigible academy of skeptics claim they found a way to invade Mount Celestia, and as proof of their deed, they brought back the head of a demigod, displaying it outside of their headquarters at the Lyceum. Followers of the Ele'thian pantheon were immediately plunged into doubt, and not only being insulted by their traditional faith enemies, but now also being ripped apart by the Academy. Pantheon, already in centuries of decline, becomes scarce on the continent. The Academy warns that more attacks will be forthcoming, and that the religious in Ele'thias should not rest easy, nor feel safe in their places of worship. In a move worthy of being included in the Hall of Fools, the bumbling Sun King of Pressmore, Edmure Stiri, took advantage of the political upheaval by forcibly moving the Tribond Alliance and the High Patriarchy to Monarch's seat in Crestmore. The power grab was obvious, and when Stiri refused to back down, Oshir, Gorgath, and Bliss left the Tribond Alliance to form the Pact of the East. Crestmore, the Free Republic of the Marshes, and Alinar remained in the Tribond Alliance. The Nordic Confederacy, the Susan Tree of the Arcane, and the Miners Consortium remain neutral, while Canoe leads the Tribond Alliance and isolates itself diplomatically. With the stage set, we at last reach the present day, the moment of our party's arrival. A cult has formed in the Free Republic city of Forgotten Grove, calling themselves the Submission. The cult worships and longs for the return of Ele'thias' Ithilid masters known as the Enslavers. While many do not see this as a cause for more than passing concern, it's worth noting that the mysterious plague broke out in southeastern Ele'thias. A plague does not kill, but puts someone in a catatonic state. The illness seems to be much more rampant in the eastern side of the region, while it is relatively absent in the direction of the Forgotten Grove. Forgotten Grove. Some write this off as isolation. But many have started to wonder if the cult is responsible for the malady. In fear of the plague, all the nations outside of southeast Ele'thias have closed their borders to those nations. Unfortunately, this led to an attack of opportunity for the Dominion of Gorgath, seeking to gain full control over Reginald's dilemma, and perhaps more. Despite the Free Republic calling for aid, none has come. The FRM had no choice but to send all of its local regiments and militias to the front, leaving many of the smaller villages, even some larger towns, to fend for themselves. A group of travelers are seeking to make their way from Sil Seamus in Canoe to the FRM port of Sil Ursuas, before all travel out of the country is banned. A bard, a druid, and a human are heading north to the return to Bliss. A ranger and a barbarian are heading back to help with the recovery efforts and to protect their homeland. A swashbuckler, a warlock, and a young cleric are simply passing through to the next town, where they will try to eke out an honest and sometimes dishonest living while in port. It was supposed to be a normal uneventful trip. Onward they sailed. The second stop of the trip, a mysterious stranger walked on board the vessel. He was quiet, reserved, and kept to himself. But there was a strange fire in his eyes, a fixed determination. He made the other passengers nervous, and there were even talks of making him leave the boat at one of the ports along the way. There would be many occasions where a passenger would catch the man staring at them indirectly. On the 10th day of the trip, a storm blew up from the Isle of Angrenar, and the waves went from treacherous to life-threatening, and and could be seen. Sorry, lost my right. Passengers and crew feared for their lives, all except the mysterious stranger. He seemed to welcome the storm and could be seen lifting his hands, almost encouraging it to intensify. For most of the day and into the night, the storm raged, but the ship hung on. It seemed that just maybe they would make it to the safety of the harbor of Fisherman's Wharf when disaster struck. A wave, the height of one of the peaks of the adamant spires, came crashing on the ship. The force was such that it ripped the hull open, and pieces began to be battered in the waves. The weaker passengers perished. The crew perished trying to save them. There were only a few survivors who managed to hold on for dear life, the pieces of their wreckage floating to various locations along the Demea coastline. By early morning, the storm had abated, and what was left of the vessel runs aground, depositing the survivors on the shoreline. They awake, covered in grime, soaked to the skin in seawater, and incredibly exhausted. It is mid-morning. The sun has long since risen on this clear, freshly blown early spring day. A gentle breeze and a distant cloud mass are the only other tangible reminders of the storm that rocked their world the night before. Coming to consciousness, they open their eyes, they look around, and they sit up, and we'll let them take it from there.
My God.
Oh, Corn. What type of trial is this?
Okay, real quickly. Um, First of all, Fia and
Mhm.
Kronos, you wake up next to one another.
Mhm.
Okay, and you also with you is this really strange, exotic-looking bird. Okay,
Okay.
Hadrid, Rinny, and Pudding, you three wake up next to one another. And John, Teth, and Cuddles wake up next to one another. Okay?
I'm assuming we would have seen a panther cruising around the boat previously, so I would know there was a panther on board rather than waking up and that's a panther.
So those are the three groups that woke up next to each other. We'll start with Fia, Kronos, and the bird.
The bird.
The bird.
Right.
Fia and Kronos, you notice that your druid friend Taven is not.
Yeah. I would.
By the way,
Hmm?
side note on that, Will,
Mm-hmm.
I was mentioning that me and Sabrina and Ed, we talked about the whole character thing, and we came to the conclusion that basically Fia and Tevin had just met, just run into Kronos, just pretty much just before the ship has sailed, so they don't really know each other.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, we are kind of aware of each other's existence, but
But it's
not so much friends or anything, really.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. I wake up. I look around. Is this a dream? Oh, I know you.
Awake, half elf.
Oh, I've got a headache. And I like touch my head and go, ugh, blood. Great. Do I see like any other people around, or is it just me, him, and the bird?
For what you can tell around you, there appears to be a stretch of coastline to your south. You're on the border of some sort of forest to your north.
Okay.
Actually, it would be to your north and west. You're on the border of the forest, but you see coastline that stretches a little bit to your south and west. But other than Kronos, there you don't see anybody else. You do see this
Bird.
strange exotic bird. Yes.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused.
See this bird aboard the ship before? Or...
Yeah, do we like recognize the bird? Did we see it with?
Yeah, you remember that there was a particularly striking
Oh.
orcish fellow that had a bird of similar type.
No.
Can talk perfect.
Where did
I,
you
I,
say?
they were monologuing. I didn't want to say anything. Bucky wouldn't say anything useful.
Wait at the sails! Wait at the sails! Wait at the sails!
I also can't do a good parrot voice. So.
Um. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, I check if the bird is alive or if it's dead or is it like going around, running around.
What do
Well,
you say?
you just heard it say "weighted the sails."
Oh,
weighted the sails."
okay. Yeah, I didn't get
So
that.
unless the necromancer has.
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit distracted.
I admit
Zombie
I
parrot.
admit nothing. Yes,
You're an amazing zombie parrot.
Okay, yeah, I kind of like extend my hand towards the bird and try to like pet it a little bit and pick it up. Does it like fly away or?
Okay, James, what does Bucky do?
Given the two people he's next to, it would probably settle for the bard.
Okay.
Rather than
I'm gonna put it on my shoulder.
A little bit more terrifying.
Yeah.
You mean the pale, beautiful human man?
Beautiful.
Also, you
Okay.
guys
Cronus is
notice.
closer to beautiful than happy.
Yes, yes.
Also, you guys notice that there is a path that kind of leads off of the coastline that you originated at, and that there are a set of footprints that run that direction.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I? Will, is it there's a set of footprints following a path like off the coast into the forest?
Correct. There is a trail that leads off of the coast into the forest itself, and you can see that there are recent footprints that have went that direction.
Can I take a look inside there and figure out how old those footprints are?
Okay. Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah. The footprints don't look that old. In fact, they were probably made within the last few hours.
Perhaps someone else survived, or there has been someone in the shore during our potential unconsciousness.
Yeah, at this point, Fia is kind of like panicking a little bit because it's just sunk in that Pt.1 is not here. I'm like, okay. Do I see any wreckage, any bits of wood, drifting wood, anything in the water or at the beach where we are?
Yeah, near you there is obviously you grabbed a piece of the wreckage in order to be able to continue
Yeah,
to live
yeah.
through the night. There is a little bit of that strewn out along the coastline.
Can I like get up and rummage through it, specifically looking for my loot?
Sure. Give me a survival.
Survival. Okay.
Survival
How-
checks determine if you find your heirloom.
Yeah, I hoped it would be perception. Hang on. There we go. Oh!
You you notice that somehow during the storm you had managed to hold on to your loot, and it is among the stuff in the wreckage.
Okay, yeah, so basically like sit down and rummage and find my loot and it's like a cry of joy and she kind of like hugs her loot as if it's like I don't know, she just found her most precious possession and kind of ignores Kronos as he does his thing. And yeah, as soon as I had like my 1 minute or so with my loot, can I see if I can find anything that's not destroyed? They're all gone. Anything that's not destroyed, anything that could be of use.
You find there's not a lot.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me roll some real quick.
was planning to ask the same, but Zap got that.